Hey guys, welcome to another Mind Right Monday. Today we're going to boost your self-confidence by learning not to justify everything. Welcome to another Mind Right Monday. I'm Bonnie Kelly. We are here to help you be the best version of you can be. And today we're talking about justifying. So let's kickstart this video by talking about what the definition of justify means. Justify, show or prove to be right or reasonable. Now, I wanted to start this video off with that definition because it's important to really be clear about what we're talking about today. Now, one of the biggest habits we have that is diminishing our self-worth or our self-esteem is by justifying our behaviors, actions, or reasons why we do things. The reason why we do that is because a lot of times we want to be right. Now, why would anybody feel the need to be right? Well, that's because we don't want to feel wrong. Now, think about what happens when someone has low self-esteem or their self-worth is built on something outside of themselves. We would need to justify because we would need to feel right, because if we feel wrong, it means that we're not good enough, that we're not worthy, that we don't belong, that we don't fit in, that we are rejected, that we're a failure, and the list goes on and on. So this is one of the motivators. Now, I'm not saying that this is every motivator behind why we justify, but it is one of the big reasons. And we have to get clear with what it is of what our motivators, why we feel we need to justify our behaviors. So when someone asks you, why are you doing that? Do you immediately feel that you have to defend or protect or justify what it is that you're doing? To say, I'm doing this because it's the right thing to do and I need it to be right. Well, when you're coming from that state of defensiveness, that's a reaction. Or, like I say, a result of something else underneath it. And that underneath layer is where you are going to want to start doing some personal dev work. Because you want to find the motivators. So that way when someone's challenging you on a behavior or action that you know to be right or good for you, that you can just come from this space of just saying, it's the right decision for me. And when they come back and say, well, I think you can still stay in like, I can understand your thought, but this is right for me. And you become a rock. You become solid and confident in your decision making. You don't feel the need to have to convince the other person to come to your side. You don't feel the need to have to fight or protect or defend your choices. Now, let me create a disclaimer here. What I'm not talking about is explaining yourself. What I'm saying is defending yourself. There's a difference between explaining your behaviors or actions versus justifying them. Because remember, the definition of justify is to prove right. You are trying to get other people to agree that this is the right decision. And again, that motivator is coming and stemming from an insecurity that you are going to want to begin to challenge. So when we are explaining, it's a little bit different. It's coming from a place of, I feel that this is the best decision because of X, Y, and Z. But it's not coming from that place of, I'm trying to get you and pull you over to my side so that we can be in agreement. Because if I can lure you over here, it'll make me feel better about this decision. Well, you don't need any other people to feel good about your decisions if you already know this is the right decision for you. So this is going to lead me to a couple little tips or questions I think are going to be fantastic just for you to help ground yourself in your confidence. The first one is ask yourself why you know this is the best decision for you. So this is something you're going to want to practice ahead of time before you really kind of announce to the world that this is the decision that I'm making. And it could just be a drastic change in career or job, or maybe you're separating from a partner or a spouse, or maybe you are just buying a new car that's extravagant and it's just totally out of character for you. Whatever it is, if you know that there's a good chance because it's a big change that people are going to give you some kind of grief or kind of some kickback on that, you're going to ask yourself why you know this is the best decision for you. Once you've done some work around that, you're going to feel a lot more confident knowing that this is the right decision. And once you get clear, you can come from that space with your responses when people do challenge you. Now, the second thing I would suggest to do is practice your response. What is a confident way you can respond? This is a great skill, and in fact, I practiced this often when I was learning to become a speaker or when I was just learning to transform my belief system. Is that when people would challenge me, I practiced my responses ahead of time. You can do that by just creating stories in your mind and doing kind of a question, answer role play on a piece of paper. You can also play it out talking to yourself in the mirror. When people challenge you, if they say bad things or they judge you or they give you their unsolicited opinion, how you can respond differently. By practicing, it means that when you're in those situations, you're a little bit more equipped to handle that straight from the hip versus having to maybe get in that reaction space. All right, this leaves me my third and final tip for this week, which is give yourself some space or a timeout when you find yourself justifying. All right, this is a really important tip here, is that you have to know yourself. Meaning, if you are in a conversation and you find yourself trying to coax, what is the word I'm looking for? When you find people trying to you're trying, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you find yourself trying to coerce. If you find yourself in a situation where you are trying to coerce, I can't say this word today. Coerce? You know what I'm saying, right? Okay. If you find yourself in a situation where you're trying to coerce other people to come to your side, it's a great opportunity for you to call a little timeout. Give yourself some space and really recognize, why am I getting defensive? Why do I feel the need to try to justify my behavior? Because I don't need their approval to be right in my decisions. So when you can really start practicing this, it's going to boost your self-confidence. You are going to feel more confident in your decision making, which ultimately is going to allow you to feel more confident with who you are. All right, this leads me to this week's tweetable, which is, you don't need to justify your decisions if you know you are already right. This is an important reminder, you guys. Don't feel the need to justify when you know and ground yourself in that this is the best decision for you. Hopefully this video has helped you in some way, and as always, it's brought to you from a viewer like you. If you have a personal development question, make sure to email us at getinspired@bonniekelly.me. You can get a hold of us anytime. We have amazing online cool products just for you. So if you want to expand your consciousness a little farther, check out our link below. We got some amazing things that we do that are always here to support you. All right, don't forget also, you can friend, fan, follow, tweet, and connect with us on all social media platforms. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. We love you guys and want to make sure that you're always finding us here just for you. That was my little diggy. You're welcome. All right, guys, till next week, I'm Bonnie Kelly.